Morning guys, today we look at what's in my golf bag.
Look at those beauties.
Right then guys, so today I thought we'd have a little look about what's in my golf bag and just talk to you about the equipment I'm using and basically how equipment doesn't matter and it's all about getting lessons effectively. That's my opinion. Let's have a look. Should we start small? So wedges I've got Titleist SM6, got a 58 in M grind with 8 degrees of bounce. I've also got a 52 in F grind, which is a full grind, it's the only grind they do, in 8 degrees bounce. So talk about the grinds, why I chose these grinds, because that was the only grind they did. This one, I chose the M grind because I like the fact that this back edge here, this back portion, and the toe and the heel are sort of shaved a bit off. If you have a look, you can see how, it's the best angle, there's the best angle, you can see how this back portion here has been sort of grinded down a bit. And what that basically allows you to do is that when the club's sitting on the ground, you can lean it back, you can open the face, and it stops the sort of leading edge of the club digging into the ground. It means you can hit your lob shots, and it's a little bit more versatile around the greens. Right, next we go into a bit of the controversial bit in my golf bag, my irons. So these are the DCI Titleist 990s. I've got in here, I took the stickers off because they were rubbing off, but I've got a Project X shaft in there. And got some green tall velvet grips on there. So these are 19 years old. I haven't cleaned them, but they're 19 years old these are, so they're effectively only a few years younger than me. Reason I'm using these is A, because they're cheaper, and B, also when I've tried new clubs out of the same lofts, so these are the 7-iron, just to give you a little idea, the 7-iron of this is 37 degrees, the 8-iron's 40 degrees, so they're very high lofts, very traditional lofts, so that when you're hitting shots you get a lot more spin with them, and you don't get these flyers out the rough, so you don't hit these 7-irons, which you do with these new modern clubs where the degrees of the 7-irons down like 30 degrees, with their big chunky back cavities and all this rubbish that they try and sell you. You don't hit one out of the rough when it's slightly wet and you find it goes 20 yards too far. These will always go the right distance. If you miss it, then they come up slightly short, and if you hit them properly, they go the right distance. So that's why I'm using those. We've got the two woods here. We've got the SLDRs. I love these woods. I have loved these woods. I have them for years now. We've got the 19 degree rescue wood, which I've got knocked down in the lower position, which basically puts it down at 17.5 degrees. I like it because it means I can hit this further, basically. So if there's a green that I need to get up in the air that I can't quite reach, then it sort of, that will go the right distance. And I can still hit it high if I want to try and hit it high. Do love these clubs. These are the TP version. I've got them 93 gram tall stiff shaft in there. So nothing massive in those. The 3 wood again, I've done pretty much the same thing with this. So this is the TP version as well, or tall spoon as they used to call it. Don't know why they called it that. Which was 14 degrees, and I've got that cranked back down to 12.5. So it's effectively a 2 wood. Again, tall stiff shaft in there, and that's 83 grams. Driver. So there's a bit of a common theme with my golf clubs. I hit the golf ball too high, so I've got everything cranked. So driver is down at 7 degrees, and I've got the weight pushed right forward. So this is the King F6 Pro Plus, whatever that is. Again, I've just got a just a stiff shaft in this one, which is the bear with me. Oh, not upside down. Which is the 65M Black Tie by Matrix, I think it is. It's an alright shaft. I don't really think the shafts make that much of a difference. I've seen videos and stuff where they don't. Finally, the putter. I've got Nike Method bladed putter. This one. I like the blade because it's just, I don't know really. It's just I don't like the big mallet heads when you putt in. I like this one. It means I can have a slight arc on my stroke. Don't have to worry about too much about all this weights and that. If the putting goes bad, it's down to me. It's not down to this big weighted shaft where you've got to bring it straight back, straight through and all that. Got this in, it's 34 inches. I've just got the standard Nike Method grip on there. As far as rangefinders go, I've got the Bushnell Tor V4. I think that's what it's called anyway. Find out, shall we? Yeah, Tor V4. Standard rangefinder, doesn't really do anything special. Vibrates when you hit the pin. Handy bit of kit, very handy bit of kit. Golf towel, that's just on there. In the pockets, if we go through to the pockets, so up in this pocket here, I think you find you've got, yeah, so I've got sort of pens, line me up tool. I use the fat line, I prefer it. Yeah. Got those in there. This pocket here, I'd normally have jumpers and stuff in there, but I don't think I've got anything in there at the moment because the weather's bloody lovely outside. We go through to here. I've got my gloves, so wet weather glove, don't really need. Got I think they call them Pro Flex now. They were always Cyflexes before. Same thing. It's just a standard leather glove. Yeah, it's an old Cyflex. That probably should be gone really. Got obviously my 3-in-1 club cleaner tool. So I like to have clean grooves when I hit my shots, as I've said in one of my videos before. Got my Bowwood pitch mark repairer. I like to use one that I've played at a nice club with. I played there for county a few years ago and sort of reminds me of that. Makes me feel like I can play a bit better. Got my Lucky ball marker. So it's my Lucky ball marker. This is given to me by an old Yorkshire champion who played at my golf club, who unfortunately isn't with us anymore. But he gave me this a couple of months before he passed, so that's sort of been my Lucky ball marker that I use now. So hopefully I don't ever lose that. In here we've got golf balls. So yeah, oh, and another line me up tool, that probably shouldn't be in there. So I used to use the Callaway Chrome Soft, the 2017 version. That's one that's left over. I liked how soft it felt. I liked that golf ball. That golf ball was perfect. They brought out the 2018 version. I tried it and it was clicky. It was too firm. I didn't like it. So I've gone back to, you guessed it, the Pro V1s. It's my line. It's how I line my golf balls up. So that's the golf ball I'm using now. It feels a little bit softer and I don't know. I quite like the logo of the Titleist, to be honest, as well. I know it sounds pathetic. And the golf bag is the Ping 4 Series. So yeah, guys, that's everything that's in my golf bag. As you can see, it's not a massively expensive set, but I don't think you need to have an expensive set. So I think I'm going to continue using these clubs for as long as possible, just to sort of put the message out there that if I can play to scratch, sometimes under par, and use these particular golf clubs, then why should you need to go out and spend so much money on golf clubs to improve your game? So, yeah, that's my message. Make sure that if you're going to spend money, don't spend it on expensive golf clubs. As you can see from mine, the most expensive golf clubs in my bag are my wedges, which is an important bit of the game, so that's probably why they're a little bit more expensive. All my woods are old. My putter cost me 40 quid. It was on sale because obviously Nike went bust. And actually, to be fair, the most expensive bit of kit I've got is the Bushnell rangefinder. So, yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Leave some comments below. Make sure you go over to Facebook and like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to start trying to bring out more regular videos from now on. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, everything around me